Look at us.
Yeah, look at us.
Who would have thought?
Not me. Not me.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers, mate. You gonna give us the intro?
This is it, bud. We're on. Welcome, guys, to our little project, the Doghouse Podcast. Why Doghouse? Because we're not outside because we're allowed inside.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Well acquainted with the doghouse, aren't we?
Yeah, no, it's my second home, really.
You call it a doghouse, some say it's a penthouse.
Penthouse. Yeah, well, can't let her know how good it is because she'll think it's some other way to ruin your life. Right, bud, how's Christmas?
No, it wasn't too bad. Well, it was pretty quiet. Like, I feel like our Christmas has changed a bit since the old COVID spell. So, like, it was pretty local, didn't go pretty small. Only had the immediate family, but, you know, the two young fellas enjoyed it. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. It's a lot of build-up, I find, just for the one day. But, you know, it's glad that it's been and it's over. But, you know, on to the next year.
That's it. You got to move into the holiday season.
How'd you go?
Good, mate. Went up north and saw some of Sammy's family. Pretty relaxed, but straight back to the farm pretty quickly. Pretty busy. So yeah, straight back to that.
So when you mean up north, whereabouts?
Northern Sydney, bud. Went to North Sydney.
Very north.
yeah. Not too far north. Enjoyable. Not my last little stint north.
No.
What do you reckon of the cricket? All out in 3 days.
And even the first test match?
Yeah,
in
2 days.
2 days done. Like, I think it was a fair bit the wicket. Like, I think I was holding this discussion for the podcast. Like, is cricket like the only sport where the pitch actually plays a role? Like, you know what it makes sense. Like, we talk about NRL, like Manly and Brookie. Like, you got the home crowd
So
advantage.
there's not you don't even have to worry about home crowd, but it's
like the actual playing service because, like, you know, everyone talks about the subcontinent, like how, like, for example, like there's Usman Khawaja at the moment is coming under a bit of scrutiny, opening order at the moment because he can't play spin, but he just come off a Pakistan tour. So, like, is it cricket the only sport where the actual
No, I'm just thinking. Then you talk about the Cowboys. Everyone hates going up there because it's so friggin' hot. But then they talk about there's a nightclub up there they always go to.
I can't even remember the name of it.
I think it's Crazy Horse.
Crazy Horse?
Yeah, they always go out to Crazy Horse after. They always talk about. They you always hear the Canberra boys talking about they're always so used to their freezing cold Canberra Stadium, and they go up there and they just can't breathe.
Well, that's more weather. I get where you're coming from, but me discussions around like where the pitch actually plays an element. Obviously, there's dew.
Yeah.
Obviously, like cold days, slippery ball. Hot, humid, it's going to be slippery due to sweat. But like cricket, as in terms of the sport itself, like the wicket can dictate.
A lot. Yeah, I was saying it was pretty much just leaving dints in the morning, and then by the afternoon it's dried up sending it. 2 test matches in 5 days worth of cricket.
Yeah, I know, which is not like an Australian test match.
You could say it's a poor performance.
You can say it's a poor performance.
Which
might lead
us into our next little segment. So I asked you to come up with your opinion of your 5 worst sporting performances. So this is just our opinion of just times teams or players haven't shown up and haven't done what they need to do. So why don't we start with your first and I'll go into my first and we can go back and forth.
Rightio. So there was a bit of conjecture before we actually kicked the mics in the guts that we've actually had the same number 5. So I've had to make a late call. So off the top of the dome, like when we're talking about worst performances, like, you know, an individual or team hasn't shown up, what sort of sticks out most in my recent memory is 2008 NRL Grand Final. So just a bit of a snapshot of that Grand Final. There was some conjecture around, you know, Cam Smith being suspended for the chicken wing in that final series, but to get slapped 40 to zip, you know, in the biggest game of the year.
That was Manly, wasn't it?
Yeah, Manly. So 40-0.
Drill Brothers.
Like, that's the one off the top of my dome I can say right now. Like, it's just
40-0 grand final. It was a chicken wing though.
It was a chicken wing.
It took his arm off.
Yeah, it was a chicken wing. Like, this is the thing with the whole chat about like suspension in finals should be different, but like that's when they were cracking down. Like, you can say the same excuse for Isaac Luke in 2014.
Yeah, and then you get the players that are retiring in that grand final, so they just do whatever they want in the semi. Doesn't really
But,
work, but
yeah, not a
no,
bad one to
no,
start
Cam
with.
Smith,
46.
not the only arm he ripped off anyway. He's ripped off plenty.
Right, mate.
So that was your number 5. You wanna
Yeah,
work
number
up to
5,
where-
yeah.
Right, I'll go with my number 5. I got no perfect season. Tom Brady, 07, the Patriots. They've gone, and this is we know exactly how this
Yeah.
feels. They won every single game all the way up to the Super Bowl. And this is my other little nugget. They lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. They
Mhm.
lost 17-14. They actually beat the Giants in week 17, 38-35.
38-35.
So
That's
just
3 points.
so me and Trey had a undefeated season, and 2 weeks before we beat Aubrey, and then they beat us in the grand final.
Reminiscent on some
And-
junior footy days.
And if there's of all the victories I've had, I remember that fucking loss more than anything.
That stung. That really stung. Some say still stings today.
2007 Patriots, 18-1.
Yeah, 18-1 for the year, and they lost the big dance.
They lost to a bloke they've already beat
Mm.
in that bloody helmet catch. I remember watching it.
Yeah, I've actually gone back and watched the highlights of that. Like, I haven't watched I watched the accelerated game, so it takes a lot of time off, watching the accelerated game. But let's put it like you got outplayed by Eli Manning that day. Old TB12.
Yeah, well,
But a lot had to go their way. But like you say, any dog can win on its day, and that's the beauty of a lot of our sports. Like, you just got to show up on the day. Like, anything can happen. Like,
that's
NRL,
it. We're all coin tosses, bud.
yeah, all
Got to go one way.
every dog, has a chance. Puncher's chance, they say.
All right, what's your 4, bud?
Number 4, I've tried to keep it. Oh, I did try initially keep it with sporting performances I've seen, but it's been quite hard to pick. So I've had to do a bit of research. And this popped up what I thought was a bit of a giggle. So we got in the NBA back in 1991. We had Tim Hardaway, who was one of the Golden State Warriors players back in the day. I'm pretty sure he was a point guard or a shooting guard. He went 0 from 17 from the field. But crazy stat is the Warriors actually went to overtime in that game. They won 104-102. So they still got the W.
0 from 17.
0 from 17. He was the star player there, little Timmy Hardaway.
I was looking at some NBA ones, and the best I could get up was some. I think it was actually, it might have been Vince Carter. He had 5 air balls in a game. Nah, it's not good enough. I didn't find 0 from 17. That's not
0
good.
from 17. So I don't know what I should have done a bit
What's
more
the
research.
coach doing?
I don't know.
Pull him.
I do not know. But
I'm pulling him at 5.
But no, like, basketball's a different game. Like, they usually say 30 to 40% from the field is not too bad of a day.
Yeah, that's 0.
Yeah, I know. That's 0 from 17. I know.
What's 0 from 17? What's that percentage?
0%, but it's a strange game.
It's strange. It's fucking strange, right? My 4 is apparently I stole it from you. I didn't read your list well enough. The great John Daly.
And old Big John.
And that's the thing with these. To make these lists, you got to be good.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're good, you have a shit day.
Oh yeah.
18 on a par 5 at the Lake Bay Hill. He hit 6 shots into the lake.
6 water hazards. So yeah.
Now, if he was playing with our mates,
That's
he's finding those fucking balls.
Let's put it that way. That's not a bad score for you. 18 off a par 5.
I fucking definitely take par 5. But you walk me up to a par 5 and walking away.
But as a professional golfer, you can still have off days. But 18, I got in my notes here that he still shot overall for the day at 85.
Yeah, which is
It's 13 over.
so take 18 off that, you're doing pretty well. But no, take one shit hole.
Yeah, one shit hole. Shoots an 18, ends up 13 over par. For the day, but considering that's a great score, I'd take an 85 with that any day of the week.
Right, bud, you free?
Rightio. From recent memory, I remember actually getting up watching this event. So I've gone to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Just happened to catch it. So I've got Jeffrey Julmus from High Haiti.
Oh, yeah, I know High Haiti.
remember this guy?
No, what's he done?
So he was in one of the heats for the 110-meter hurdles and tripped over first one. And to his credit, he still finished the race. But Olympics only come around every 4 years. So he's been training his absolute ringer off for the 4 years. And he gets checked by the first hurdle. By the time he gets back on his 2 feet, the race is pretty much done. So hats off to him to actually pick himself up, finish the race.
Hey, Stephen Bradbury's just around the corner. Everyone else could have fallen on the last one.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone else could have fallen on the
I was nearly going to put that in my chat. Stephen Bradbury and just blame everyone in front of him.
Strategic.
Just stand up.
Yeah. Funny, but yeah, so he's made me number 3. So training his ass off for so long.
I had a similar one.
achieve.
The Olympics every 4 years. It feels like you only get one crack. I had one where a swimmer almost drowned, but it seemed a bit serious because she actually did almost fucking drown. But if you're going to the Olympics for swimming,
Yeah,
I reckon
well,
there's got to be a bit of a criteria.
That's WHS there. That's part of the job, ain't it? You could almost drown.
Imagine being a lifeguard sitting inside the pool at the Olympics. I'm useless.
Well,
Oh shit!
That one time, no. That one time, no. Right, you're number 3, bud.
One and 3. Sydney Thunder all out 15. 15. He's my caveat to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 extras in that 15.
3 extras.
There's 3 extras.
they've made
They scored 12.
in the team. Wow. I remember watching that. So funny story. I was at the pub. So it was like for me, my old workplace's Christmas party. And I remember watching this live. By the time I sort of checked the score, it was about 3 for 2 off the top of my head. Then by the time it took me, like it wasn't a packed pub, it was a Friday night. Karaoke just started at the Thomas Blamey there. So old Trade Boy was getting a few liquid courages in to go sing a bit of Horses by Dale Braithwaite. By the time I've gone and got an extra Great Northern, come back, sat down in my chair, it was 6 for 8.
Yeah,
quick.
7
for 8.
Yeah,
It was
just like that mid order just gone.
Just gone. And they were just all nicking off, which is unheard of in 2020.
Yeah,
we're just
I
all
know.
nicking off going to the keeper.
I know one of the tail enders got a 4. I didn't look that far into the scorecard, but yeah, it was more the tail enders end up sticking around for the last 20 balls.
But then I checked. I went to the gym the next morning and I actually checked the scorecard. I didn't realise they got bowled out in 5.5 overs.
Yeah, I
Like,
got
just
here.
they didn't even make the power play.
I got here 35 balls.
Yeah, didn't even make the power play. And like that's meant to be advantage to the batters team. Like two fielders outside the circle.
It's the lowest winning score by the Adelaide Strikers of that crowd, 139. It's the lowest score in any professional level of cricket.
15.
15.
You'd be doing well to beat that. Let's put it that way.
It's. What do you think the locker room is after that?
Dull.
15.
Very, very, very silent.
I didn't catch it live, but when I heard about it, I'm like, what I really wanted was the commentary. And I was so happy when I got the KO Mini. It's Dan Ganane.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Mate. Yeah. He's just there. And kind of in the start of the innings, he's like, oh, this is shit. Because he doesn't know what he's about to watch. By the end of the innings, he's all up and about. You will never see this again. This is outrageous.
Getting the hyperbole, and I love it.
Oh,
but honestly, though, to fair, like it's true.
You're never going to see it. Fucking better never see it again.
If you're doing it again at professional level, like
you do it again.
Yeah,
and I'm not watching.
Not watching. Do you remember getting bowled out for that cheap? Like
personally,
no. Like
I've never got 15.
Not personally. Like we know your struggles with the stick and the willow, mate. But
fucking injured myself more times I've got a boundary.
Like, I can't remember getting bowled out for less than.
Well, I always played with at least you or your Pez, so we're doing okay.
Like I think the lowest I've ever been bowled out as a team, and like we're talking like 12s to 16s here. I reckon 40 to 60. Like still, that's pretty shit. But considering we're not professionals,
but 15.
But 15. Considering we're not professionals.
Sorry, 12.
12. Well, technically 12 with 3 sundries. So
Adelaide's giving them 3. Your
number
second, bud?
Second. So, yeah, I've heard a lot about this. So I went back and watched the tape. And it was a rough watch. So this is why it's got me number 2. So I've got Justin Hodges, 2002 Origin debut.
Oh, I've heard about this. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, go back if you get some time. It's the way I remember Justin Hodges is just like he was a very solid centre. That he had the right foot.
He's more consistent than electric. Yeah,
more consistent than electric. But yeah, that right foot of doom, like you'd go into like the dummy half, run that perfect wide C, still beat 3 or 4. Can hit a hole, set up,
Origin Hodges.
And Origin Hodges like in for the grind. But I went back and watched his debut, so I've got a bit of truth down here. So we've gone. So his first touch was a fumble. So Johnsy put a bomb up. Couldn't get it on the first attempt. Luckily, it went back he's regathered, pretty much caught 5 meters off his 10 meters off his try line. So with that, Hodges' next challenge was Johnsy's figured him out, put another bomb out, young kid on debut on the wing, put another bomb up, failed it, bounced over his head. New South Wales knock on, could have been a try scoring situation.
Yeah.
But then to sort of try to get back in the game, he's come out and tried to take a tough carry out of his red zone to a knock on. So that was after contact, so there could have been arms in it. So I'll cut him some slack there. He's not having a great day at the moment.
They're not counting about arms in the ruck back
No,
then.
not then.
Nah.
Not back then.
Probably 5 around his head and origin.
Yeah, so there was hands everywhere and the balls come loose, knock on. But then they put the cherry on top of this debut. So first half, Johnsy's put prime Andrew Johns, ball on a string, puts a grubber in behind the line. So he was up in the line, Hodges, and he's had the retreat into his in-goal, pick up the grubber. So then what he's done was New South Wales swarmed him, and he's seen Darren Lockyer, back in the day, fullback gun.
Probably had hair back then.
Yeah, and not a croaky voice. So he's seen him open. Yeah, seen him open like behind the sticks. So he's gone past to Lockyer, who was open, get out of in-goals to prevent another dropout. Ball goes over Lockyer's head, and I can't remember who scores a try, but I think it's a New South Wales back row. Just bang.
Yeah, it's back row. I know I'm pretty sure it's back row. It's a bad hospital ball too. It's a floater. If Lockie catches it, he's losing a rib.
I don't think even Lockie got a hand to it, but it's ended up in 4 points for New South Wales. So he's had a pretty horrid first half for young Justin Hodges, but he's done that twice in the game. So next grubber attempt, he's gone the pass again, in his in goals. Someone's made a play at his forearms. The ball's dropped. Another try for New South Wales. And he was hooked.
It's a funny one for the coach because it's like you've selected him in a rep team. So he's not a spud.
No.
But you got to give him a rev. You got to rev him.
So he was hooked after the second try assist for New South Wales.
Yeah, second try assist for New South Wales.
But
you reckon that goes on the stat sheet? Justin Hodges, 2 try assists?
I don't know how it plays Supercoach. Is it an error or is that another 12 points? But the fun fact is Queensland still win the game 28-18 or 24-18, I think.
I'm
after
sure,
2 tries from
then
Hodges.
I was happy.
Yeah, back then, you little turncoat.
Righto. My number 2, I got a bit of a take your pick. I got Matt Ryan. You can take your pick. He has the record for losing the largest comeback in NFL history. 2022. He just had this. I was actually watching the game against the Vikings. In the third quarter, they were up 33-0. They're losing overtime. Third quarter. I think just into the third quarter.
Just into the third quarter.
But 33. Probably halfway in the third quarter. 33-0. They lose 36-39 in overtime. So you can have that.
I remember you.
He's got the record for this one, or he can have this record. He's got the record for the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. Late third quarter, because I'm a Patriots fan, so I love this. 28-3.
28-3. Yeah, I remember watching that game.
Oh. They lose 34-28. That's the part I love about this is they didn't lose by a field goal. They lost by 6. That
was when Brady was just marching them down the field.
Well, he wasn't that untouchable. He was down 28-3.
Yeah, I know. But I know they lost by 6, but Brady they took the ball OT and he just marched them down the field. I know, 33.
Matty Ice. They call him Matty Ice because he's meant to be clutch. He holds the record for the Super Bowl and the regular season. And you can't blame the team. They're 2 different teams.
Yeah. That's just 2 performances because Matt Ryan's a veteran though. How long has he been in the league?
Oh shit, a while.
Yeah,
I know, not as long as Tom. Tom of now divorced fame. Tom, I'd rather play a 23rd season than be married to a supermodel fame.
Yep. Yeah, that's a tough one for Matty Ryan.
Matty Ice.
But he is aging, but 33 is a lot of points in a regular season to go back from.
Well, if you look at it as a third of the game,
yeah.
So there was about a third of the game left in both. Basically conceding 100 points a game.
Yeah.
At some point, Yeah, you can blame the play callers and that, but you just audible into a run and run the
Yeah.
fucking clock.
You have to, like, you got to play clock in that situation. You can just even, choose to turn the ball over smartly, like actually punt, and actually they got to beat
You up
you.
for a beer?
Yes, please. So that leads me to number one, doesn't it?
It does lead into number one, but I can hear
Mm.
you.
Yeah, little one. So just under the heels,
Oh, cool.
little red one.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had to shoot this from the backyard of my grandparents' house. And two little kids that are run around the house are a bit noisy, so we didn't want to know any background noise. So I've gone real controversial. Like,
What's
he's
controversial?
already got a shout out on the top 5 performances.
Yeah.
So, like, it's hard to go past. Like, I know he's actually won the gold, but like Stephen Bradbury in the 1,000-meter speed skating back in Salt Lake 2002 Winter Olympics. I've got that as my number one no show, because you look at that final turn, like, he's well off the pace by about like 3 turns. And
Mate,
everything.
he's that far behind. He's not in the
He's
group
not,
crash.
He's not. He's not.
He's on a
even in-
different highway.
He's not on the camera.
Yeah, you know what? If you're watching it live, you're probably like, who gets up first? And then he just flies through.
Like, that's just right place, right time, and like he's ever going to be remembered as, like, in Australian folklore as like he's. I think he's one of our
Pauline
first.
Bradbury.
Yeah, like Paul Bradbury. Like, it's a saying now, and like the fact is, like, since he's
I think
embraced the, like,
I think we've only got a handful of
No.
winter.
because I think
medals.
I think that off the top of my head.
I think it's our first gold.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think that's our first goal.
It
as
would be
a
our own
nation.
gold, but I wouldn't be shocked. It
Yeah.
doesn't exactly snow a lot around here.
We'd have to get back to you with that, with the actual information, folks. But I
Dior.
think- yeah, we'd have to do our own research. But
Steal a bit from Hellas.
shout out, but
Not
off
a
the top-
shout out.
Yeah, not a shout out. It's an ad. It's not an ad. But yeah, off the top of my head, I think that is our first goal as a nation.
Yeah, like I said, like
Like,
it's not good on you, Brad.
mm,
On you, Brad. But the other 5 blokes in front of him, what are you doing?
yeah, it's just. I
I'm
remember.
pretty sure one of them's Korean. He was probably hung, dried, and shot.
Oh, fair chance. I think what you would say. Oh. But yeah, I actually remember watching the event live, because I think the time frame zone difference. We were driving up the Gold Coast at the time as a family, and we caught it late, about 11 o'clock. I actually remember watching that live.
You
Fun
watched it
fact,
live? Nah, not a chance. Gee, what year we talking?
2002.
02. Yeah, because winter's offset by 2 years from the
Yeah.
summers. Yeah.
So every 2 years, and I
But
think,
you would have been like 7.
yeah, I actually remember watching that with the old boy. If off the top of my head, I think we'll visit a family friend on which was like halfway, but I think it would have been Tweed, maybe halfway mark. Go to Gold Coast, kind of the worlds.
Yeah.
As a family, and I remember watching that in the lounge room with the old boy. So, yeah, good to witness history, but he makes me number one, old Bradbury.
I reckon you're like my one.
Rightio, shoot.
So we never said professional sport. We said grade at least.
Oh, did we? I got the memo for pros.
Oh,
Rightio,
that's what you call a pro.
Yeah, fair play.
When I was playing first grade for Wagga, I was running around telling people I was a pro.
Yeah, I was a pro when I was 12.
Campbell's Creek defeat Primrose in Victorian Central Districts.
So was that AFL?
Yep. 634.
600.
Yeah, 6. That was a 6, I said. 634. 100 goals, 34 points to 18.
18. They still got, is that 3 goals or?
That's 3 goals.
Oh, well done.
You know what my thing is? How are you that much better than a team and let them get 3 goals?
Like, how long's an AFL game?
No, here's the thing. They have like actual stoppage time for goals. I'm pretty like this is coming from a mate I used to work with. Pretty sure that game took like 4 or 5 hours.
You'd have to, because like I thought
100 goals.
100 goals, like, because I think it's 20 minute quarters,
25?
25-minute
It
quarters.
might be 20 bit.
I don't know.
We're AFL.
You can fact check me on that, but I'm
Yeah,
not.
we're more NRL boys if you want to quote us.
Don't mind watching the AFL grand final.
No, that'll be a bit. And we got we're
So
going to talk a bit of betting on another couple of episodes, and there'll be a bit of AFL in that.
yeah, once AFL season swings around,
And that's it.
Swans the win, Heaney 2, Franklin 1.
Yeah, unless it's the grand final. Fuck me.
I know.
That nearly made it. I looked at it, but it turned out, I think Swanee's kicked up a little bit in the last bit of the third and fourth, and only lost by 80.
I think garbage time, really.
It's not too bad when you lose by 80.
Yeah, because wasn't there one? When was GWS's first crack in the Grandy? Because I think that was the throbbing too.
That was another. Yeah,
I think it was more than 80.
You don't like to admit it. I would have preferred to lose the week before.
Yeah, a lot of build up for it. They just get kicked in the jaw.
Oh. I'm watching it with a couple of Cats fans.
Yeah. Was it locally or go up for the game?
No, I just watched it with Joe's and Jem. I think it's Cats fan.
They're Cats fans.
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't know Jem was a Cats fan.
Turns out quite fucking passionate.
There you go. I would be passionate too if I was up by 80.
Yeah, I was sitting there seeing how many beers I could drink.
Yeah. Play the game.
Forget my pain.
Were you sculling every time you see Buddy or what? Because
no, and I was a bit of a
Where's Wally?
I was a big boys were on me, big bandwagon supporter that year because I was coming out loud and proud.
Oh,
the support were on top. I'm like, yeah, it's hard to watch when we
wearing that 14-year-old singlet or what?
Actually, big old Craig all called me like 3 times abusing me that I'm only on just for good. I go, what? You watch Kangaroos every week? And he goes, yep, every week. I'm just sitting there like, you watch your team get pumped every week. And if he's doing that now, it means he's done it for the last 6 years.
Yeah, poor bugger. I'm off the Kangaroos, but like North Melbourne, I remember midway through the year, I usually go put the NRL multi in. So this is what I usually do. Then I'll see whoever's playing North Melbourne.
That's a quick little ad. No, 10%.
It might be $1.02 one day, it might be $1.10, but like every little bit
on a 7-leg multi, it adds up.
It adds up. I remember Richmond were playing them one day. They done Richmond. I was off Richmond, so that was the last time I put a bet on the AFL this year. But I think it was $1.04. Leg that failed me. Yep.
Right. Well, there's our top 5 each.
Top 5, yeah.
Your top 6, I guess. Once you
took Big John off me, because I tried to keep it to the sports I like. I don't mind the Olympics.
Really struggled for that one.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to find.
He was my 4, so I knew what my 5 was, but I knew my 5 wasn't really good enough. But yeah, it was hard to find. Anyway, I've heard 2 news articles that I call outrageous.
Outrageous.
That I think you'd like to hear. I think you'd like to hear. I heard the first one. I was running the big mother bin. Anyone who doesn't know what a mother bin is, just basically a big trailer that holds grain for harvest. I was escorting it back, and the boss's ute was on AM radio.
Here we go.
This is the news article I've got off AM radio.
So yeah, reliable source.
George Santos. Never heard of him?
Rings a bell.
What's he do? Ring a bell. He's a New York congressman, senator. He's been elected in. During his, what do you want to call, where they go around and advertise himself, he called himself, he advertised himself as gay. He advertised himself as Jewish to get these votes, because obviously New York's pretty big on the progressive.
Yeah, I've heard about this, because didn't he had something to do with Kanye recently?
Well, he's not gay, bud. I'll tell you that. Yeah. That's been confirmed.
That's been confirmed, but I think he was on a podcast.
You want to know what else is? Kanye's come out against the Jews, which is pretty fun.
There you go.
Kanye might be a little.
Correct if I'm wrong. This is just all hearsay.
Kanye might be a little bit. In need of help.
He's off the rails.
You're not crazy if you're rich.
Needs to go off the grid.
Yeah.
Hashtag Donda.
Anyway, George Santos isn't Jewish. How has he defended this, you ask? He goes, I never said I'm Jewish. I said I'm Jew-ish.
Oh, wow.
As in,
quote unquote.
Does he mean I'm like a Jew? I'm a little bit Jew?
So it's like me.
What are you saying, George? Because it doesn't come out any fucking better.
No. So you're pretty much saying it's like, oh, what time you want to shoot this podcast today? I said, 2-ish. Is it the same argument?
No, because I know when you say 2-ish, come over as early as we can drink beer without it being irresponsible. That's what you mean.
Yeah, after lunchtime.
As soon as that clock hits a PM and we're not going to get side-eye, come around there.
Doghouse podcast.
Does it look like we're inside?
No.
Actually, at
the kennel's over there.
Shout out to Grump and Gran, Trey's grandparents. They've given us their backyard for the afternoon.
Yeah, when I was solo there for a second, when you're running the shout, gave a little shout out to Gran and Grumps. for letting us borrow the
I didn't know.
backyard. Mm,
Well,
cheers. Cheers. So is that you?
I got a second one.
Mm.
I didn't want to go too far into George Santos because as much as he's a pig, you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
No.
This one's a bit weird.
Mm.
Florida man throws Christmas tree. I got this. I'll give you a quick little shout out. Shits and Gigs. They're two British lads. Funny podcast.
Mm.
Very funny. Check them out. I heard this article on there. They reported it, or they repeated it. Florida man throws Christmas tree at wife after wife asked him for help in the kitchen on Christmas Day. So the story goes,
Rightio.
they're arguing.
Yeah, right.
She wants help in the kitchen.
Hopefully they're arguing. It's been bickering for boiling up for 3 hours. Because if that's your first instinct.
If that's jump two, if that's warning one.
You just sat down in your recliner and just cracked your first beer and the missus goes, oh, can I get a hand? And you fucking pick up.
Bitch, come here.
That's your first. I'm hoping there's more backstory to this.
I'll give you
What are the facts?
Well, I'll be honest. There's not that much backstory. Mr. Florida might be spending some time in Penn.
Good.
They're arguing.
Yep.
Eventually, she's nagged him enough that he gets up to go to the kitchen.
Rightio.
And I can only assume that there's been another disagreement in the kitchen because he's turned his back. She's thrown something in the sink. Sink's full of boiling water.
Mm.
Part of that boiling water is splashed on him.
Oh,
He thinks she's thrown something at him.
rightio. So
What's his first reaction, you reckon?
He grabs the Christmas
He
tree.
grabs the Christmas tree and throws that up.
Boiling water in the sink, though, like straight from the
hot.
kettle. Yeah,
Hot.
yeah. I bet to
Hot.
say, like,
Probably
fact
not
check here.
boiling, but hot. Probably not as hot as his temper, but hot. He's grabbed the Christmas tree. You can only assume a 4-footer.
Mm.
Florida could be a real tree.
Yeah, it could be. Could be actually.
Nice
pine.
heavy base.
Yeah,
A bit of pine needles.
bit of Megan Trainor.
He's
about.
pegged it at her. Clubbed up. Knocked her to the ground.
Yeah.
She's gone for the door to leave.
Mm.
He's blocked the door.
With what?
His body.
His body, rightio. I was going to say, please be a tree.
You ain't leaving. You got a tree to clean up and
God.
dinner to cook.
Oh, fuck that.
She's locked herself in a room and called the cops.
Yeah, fair play.
You reckon?
Yeah, fair play.
A little bit of an issue there.
Mm, that's fair play. Like she's trying to get distance there. Just block that.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we're not trying to get political on that, but I think that's ended how it should end.
Why do you go for the tree?
Like,
it's such a mess.
I know. It's like,
I mean, you don't throw anything at your wife.
no, you don't throw nothing. But
But if you were going to.
look, I'd like to say that's in the moment, but I hate to say I think that's more premeditated. Well, that's gone through his head a couple of times.
He's looked around because he's in the kitchen, or at
Yeah.
least near the kitchen.
Like,
Where's the fucking biggest thing in here?
it's the tree. Like, that seems like there's some thought put through that. I don't know.
Christmas Grinch, you could say.
I don't know. I'm just saying that sounds like that's thought out to some extent. Well, I'm going to rage, but there's a bit of thought behind it.
I think old mate might have some issues.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon
It's clear to say that.
maybe it wasn't a Merry Christmas.
No, it wasn't.
They weren't kissing under the mistletoe anyway. This is the other one I got for you. I thought this would be fun to go through.
Mm.
It's a partly Daily Mail, partly this other fucking basically BuzzFeed under another name.
Clickbait. No.
Yeah, pretty much. It's what gets
Yeah.
me every time. Yeah. Specific icks women have had. So they're just screenshots of this thing that went up on Instagram.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I feel like the main theme is belittling men. And you feel like it's mean until I read
Right. Yeah. So it is me. Right. Yeah. Shoot it.
specific ick.
Mm.
When he runs at a bird and it doesn't fly away. Like he's chasing the bird
The bird.
and it's just, he's played chicken with a pigeon and the pigeon won.
So when
And
you mean
she's just-
ick, like that pisses the woman off.
Yeah.
Rightio.
Like, so this is so an ick is like when a girl goes, "Oh, you're not the one."
Oh, rightio. That's fair. That means like Pigeon's pulled the out.
He's mandiff.
He's out
Pigeon's
man.
mandiff.
Yep. He beat out man by
He's
Pigeon.
puffed out his little chicken chest. Go.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm
That's fair.
flying rat, but you're less.
Yeah, that's fair. Like I'd feel pretty shit if I got out Pigeon.
And this is actually going through these. This other theme might have been my favorite. It's very like, what do you want us to do in some situations? Men using an umbrella.
Yeah.
Apparently that's unmanly. You just got to take the reins.
To an extent, though, look, I get that. Like, if you're carrying around your own umbrella,
We
I've got
get it,
question marks.
But we're from Wagga Wagga country, New South Wales. Imagine like New York City, and you're the only bloke in a suit
Yeah,
hopping the rain.
yeah, true. But there's got to be the context about it. Like, yeah.
Or if you get out of the ute
Mm.
and it's forecast rain today, it's not raining, and you're carrying an umbrella, I know I'm more manly than you.
Yeah,
Especially if it's one of those.
Like it's like chances of rain and you're carrying it.
Yeah. You seen those little compact ones and they like extendo out?
Yeah. That's where I draw the line. Like if it's chances of rain,
What do you got that for, bud?
like if you offered an umbrella, I'd take it.
Yeah, if it's
But-
piss pouring rain,
yeah.
it's like.
Like say
Shelter,
if you go to Bunnings, and Bunnings like here.
But if you're planning your day out ahead, that it might rain.
Yeah, that's pretty unmanly.
I've never seen it in a Hilux ad.
Let's put it this way: I don't think I even own an umbrella.
If I do, Sam knows about it, and I don't.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
Calling the radio for a chat. So you know, like, you call us up, and some dickhead calls us up and goes, "Oh, I just thought I'd see how your day's going." In fairness, I'm all for that one. You're a dickhead.
They're giving away free shit.
Yeah, if there's a purpose. But
Yeah.
some people call up to see it, like, and
What-
maybe they're lonely and that's sad. I don't need to hear about it.
Yeah, I know. Like, there's obviously a purpose for callback radio, but
Yeah, but they're calling back without a purpose.
if it's just for a general yarn, that's different. Like, I
Hey,
don't listen to
Potsy.
much radio, but
Potsy, how's your day going?
it's like I'll give us your thoughts on the test match. That's fair bump. You only get some.
Yeah, it's
some
you
fun
know
little
they
spray.
haven't done the right thing when the radio guys have to push them for questions.
Mm.
Oh, so how's your day going, bud? Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I don't mind like the quiz shows and things like that where you can win money. Like Alpha Bucks is a pretty big hit here, but I don't know if that's anywhere else. I don't listen to much radio, but
Next one.
Hmm.
Being excited to see me. So I forgot. Oh, I can't wait to see you. Turns them off. They don't like it. Women don't want to be loved.
you can't say that shit.
I
mate.
can't.
You can't
I
say
shouldn't.
it.
I shouldn't.
That's very.
They're saying it themselves. It's right here.
I don't know. I think it's more about context and phrasing.
Being
know what I
excited to see. No, I can. Yeah, it's the he giddy up jump.
Yeah. Like heel click type stuff.
Yeah.
Heel click
No
with an
man
umbrella.
should be heel clicking. Yeah, couple it with the umbrella.
Heel click. Yeah. I get that. Like, oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Like, yeah, like say if Mrs. goes away for a week, you're excited to see her.
I'm not expressing it.
Oh, but not he.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
oh,
it. Yeah, it's good to see her.
Yeah.
But
I think
that's
it's all about context and
That's as
phrasing.
much as she's getting.
Mm. 'Cause, yeah, we're pretty laid back specimens. If you're on that front foot too often, it can get a bit creepy. I get where they come from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
No, I
yeah.
wouldn't like on the front foot. Sometimes you got to go
Yeah.
on the back foot, you know?
If Sam did it, I'd be like, "What do you want?
Yeah, I'll get you.
What have you done?
Yeah.
Where are my dogs? Are they alive?"
I'll get you. I feel you.
This one hurts me.
Right, yeah. So
Because-
it's personal.
Well, not now, but as a young fella, it's the only way I could do it. And I don't know any adults that are doing it, and it is an ick. Running up the stairs on all fours. You know, little cat claws going on.
I've had to do that a couple of times with my adult life.
We want to be fucking steep stairs.
Steep stairs and
Blind?
like we're blind.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing it so much. I need assistance, and the handrail
looks a lot worse than what your brain's telling you it is too. Like
it could
it's
be
not
like a slight incline, but it looks
It's
treacherous.
hands and knees.
Yeah. Can't be like the handrail's not going to do it. I need to get down on all fours here.
Warriors Bucks, they were steep.
Yeah, they were pretty
The elevator
steep.
for that one.
They were pretty steep.
They were short, two little
Mm.
things. You only got half a foot on it. I
This is a good one.
definitely doesn't apply to me. Might apply to you.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
Sat on a bar stool with dangling legs.
Yeah, well,
Can't
when we
reach the
talk,
ground.
yeah, can't reach the ground. But I'm not going to sit there and kick them, though. I'll lean them up on the pole. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm going to cross them up.
Bar that goes
Yeah,
across the
got to cross them
bar.
up. Like I might be able to touch the ground. Like it might be too high, but I'm not going to sit there and
Just swing them around.
that's awkward
You know what?
for everyone.
You know what it screams to me? A happy dog wagging his tail.
Yeah.
Just swinging the legs.
Or just like a 2-year-old trying to figure out the swing for the first time. And
Yeah, trying to push it. Yeah,
the legs,
trying to push himself forward.
the legs are not going together, but they're doing their
But,
own
but that's not how you get forward. You're
thing.
doing it right. I can't help you because you're kicking your legs.
Yeah. It does. That one does.
You
look
imagine being on a
heartstring.
date and you're not looking down.
Mm.
That's the girl. She's got a Cosmopolitan or whatever she wants. He's drinking a manly beer. You think this is going well.
That's a bit of
You're not
coffee.
looking down, but out of the corner of your eye,
Mm.
you see his two fucking legs swinging. You see him
Yeah.
because you notice movement.
If there's
He's
movement.
swinging his legs under the bar table.
Yeah, if there's movement, I've got questions.
You'd be out of there pretty quick.
Yes, I would be.
He definitely lives with his mum.
Carries an umbrella.
Last one, and this is
Rightio.
like how I said that the theme is just like, what do you want us to do?
Mm.
Last one. Pressing the crossing button and waiting for the little green man.
Oh,
That's
man.
giving this woman the ick. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, like I can jaywalk with the best of them, but like me personally, since I've got 2 little ones now, we're trying to teach road safety, so I'm doing it all the time.
What do you want to teach road safely? You want to teach them to be
Yeah.
a big, strong man?
Yeah. I don't get it. Like, do I wait for someone like say take the kids out of the equation now, and it's just me and the missus? Do I
You
wait
know what
for
I
her
would
to press
hate?
it or wait for someone
You know,
else?
so I get nearly the opposite of this. And I only do it when it's reasonable to. I jaywalk. Sam fucking stayed there and hit the button.
Ah,
Because she doesn't care about that I look like a dickhead.
Mhm.
So I'm now, because I've paused, because I've noticed why isn't she with me? I'm that dickhead in the middle of the intersection.
did you turn back?
No, you can't go that far.
Did you commit?
I can't commit either because I
Is
feel
that
like
your
that's too
point?
far. So I stand in the middle island, and then
Rightio.
sometimes the middle island's got the button as well.
Yeah, some do.
So then, like, because in my dumb head, I think it's like me going to her, like, oh yeah, you're right. I hit the middle button.
Oh, right.
Just why
So,
not? Just
Why not?
I'm there. But yeah, I'm definitely not turning back and walking back. No.
Right.
I just feel like a dickhead because I'm stuck in the middle of traffic on
yourself,
my own.
yeah. That's fair. I probably would have commuted and went to the full way and wait on the other side of the street. But is this an alpha move though? So if I press the button, then I jaywalk the whole road.
Oh, you prick.
Like,
You're one of those pricks.
yeah.
I'm waiting in my car with a fucking little green man and no
And
one
no
walking
one-
across the road.
No.
Did you fucking do that?
Like, is that an alpha move or?
No, you're a prick. It's a power move.
Because
You know,
I'm-
you would have said
Yeah,
a Hamish Stanley
yeah,
power move.
yeah.
It's an asshole power move.
I know, because I find the only time I'm pressing the button these days is, to teach the kids road safety or to do that just for a giggle.
I've been in my car and seen people do that, and I could never be the kind of confident / idiot that
What
abuses people from their car.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But that's as close as I get. What are you doing?
oh, it's just a giggle.
And
Like, sitting there
especially
waiting for
if
no
I'm
one.
sitting there, and now in Wagga, they got those 35-minute walking
Yeah.
times with the timer for people to go.
especially down the main drag. Like,
Oh,
I meant like on an intersection where it's not too busy. Like we're talking like Romano's Girdwood Street.
no, you know where Nav is?
Yeah,
I've had it done there.
had it done there. That's ballsy.
Oh, not happy.
And like that 30 seconds goes forever.
Oh, thinking about all the ways I could hurt that man.
Mm. But
Oh.
kudos to that man. Power move.
Kudos. Good. Basically, what that whole thing came to is girls
another
want
one?
you to be unreasonably tough. I'd love another one, mate.
Yeah, righto. 2 seconds. So yeah,
Ooh, better beers.
so unreasonably tough.
Unreasonably tough.
Yeah, it's always tricky.
Well, bud,
Couple
that's
quick
what I've
gigs.
had on the list. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, so this question. So I've recently joined a new workplace and it's popped up quite a bit.
I don't think you have anything. I'm real happy about this.
No. So like, I've been saving this all week. I didn't want to run it past you because I want to get your initial thoughts.
Well, that's what I did with most of the list.
Yeah, which is good. Like, I feel like we're bouncing off each other all right. But my question to you, Big Schlobber, is when does a cup come a bucket?
I do this shit to Sam so often, like just all of these ones.
Yeah, we should be doing it more often.
Fucking hates
I
it.
know.
If-
Jess hates it.
If
too.
I like, and like, you gotta pick your time. So I
Yeah.
don't do it when we're just sitting there and she's got free time. No,
Mm.
she's dozing off to sleep.
Yeah, you got to
Probably
well.
overtired and can't sleep and
You
just
want it.
wants to tired.
Want it
Jess
Christmas
wants to
tree
sleep.
vibes.
Hey Sam, when's a stream a river?
Mm. Which is a fair question,
It's
too.
a fucking real fair question.
It's-
I can't answer it. Can
I
you?
don't know. I can't.
No idea.
But back to cup and bucket. When do we like differentiate? Like what?
Cup and bucket.
Like
Cup.
how do we
I
differentiate?
think you can
the
drink
two?
out of a cup.
Yeah, but you can drink out of a bucket.
I think you can reasonably drink out of a cup.
You can definitely drink out of a bucket.
Yeah, not reasonably.
Yeah, or you can only half fill it.
I think you could say this is designed for drinking out of.
Yeah. So like I asked this with the missus and she's like, well, buckets have handles. And I was like,
This is the fun.
so
Jess
do
dives into these. Where
Yeah,
Sam
yeah.
just looks at us like, you guys are dickheads.
yeah, she dives into it. She's like, buckets have handles. I was like, so does a coffee cup. Like, is that a
Buckets
bucket?
have handles. A, not all buckets.
So is it a cup?
What do you mean buckets have handles?
Like, you can get the bucket
Yeah,
up.
some, not all.
Yeah, but we can like front load a bucket.
And I'd
different.
say, I would have said all cups have handles.
Not all.
I think you're
Like-
thinking of glasses.
Still is a cup.
No, it's
Plastic
not
cup.
glass.
Glass and a plastic cup.
Yeah, plastic cup, no handles. Yeah, I was more thinking like the teacups.
They've got handles.
Yeah, I haven't seen masonry without a handle.
Yeah. So then the next sort of counter
Pottery.
argument the missus had was, what I've heard was a standard cup is 250 mil. Well, that rules out schooners then. They're buckets because they're about 410.
Oh, cooking cup. Yeah, not our forte.
Yeah,
I swear I can get a beer in most cups.
Yeah.
Glasses anyway.
but 250 is usually a
Yeah,
metric cup. right?
that's a metric cup. Yeah.
Yep. So that was the counter argument. But then schooners are about 400 mil. So
Are
is that, yeah.
Anyway,
No, these
but is
350
a schooner a cup?
bucket to her standards.
I would have said a glass.
Well, same thing.
It's a glass of bucket.
Glass cup exchangeable.
You ever seen an actual large glass bucket?
No. There you go.
These are the things you got to think about. This is this like
But like, we're just talking about just cups, buckets.
when's a street a road?
True.
Because I've been on tarred roads.
What's the difference between a place and a crescent?
A crescent. I swear a place is like a normal like. Place comes no these because these ones all have meanings. A crescent, I'm pretty sure.
But both end in
Doesn't a
round.
crescent go to a dead end?
So does a plate.
Does it?
Mm.
And then I think it's like what they come off.
How do you make a street an avenue?
Oh, that I couldn't tell you.
No, we can.
That is it because like you run out of so let's say street, drive, crescent,
Yeah.
place are their surnames. Are they running out of first names?
Maybe.
So you got Potts Avenue and Potts Place.
and Plot Street.
Yeah.
That could be it. It could be number.
Here's
and
a
I'm like,
fun
New
fact
York.
for you. What do you
Rightio.
reckon the most popular, and these are Dior, because I've only heard this, not researched it. What do you reckon the most popular street name is?
Hmm. Popular street name. I feel like every town would have. Like,
Think American is all I can help you with.
I'd like to say Maine. Like,
Not quite.
Initially, I'd like
But
to
you're
say Maine.
so far on the right track.
Yeah,
It's Second Street.
Second Street.
Because so there's so many first streets, but then the first streets eventually get named Best Street, Main Street, City Centre, whatever, stuff like that.
Yeah, then.
And the Second Street doesn't get renamed. Second Street is the most common street name.
There you go. Fun fact. That's good. Bit of food for thought.
I reckon that's episode 1, bud.
I think that's done. I think we're
Hey.
all right.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Who would have thought?
Not me. Cheers, mate.
Bud.